6 teens were arrested and charged yesterday in connection with an alleged sexual assault at an all-boys private school in Toronto, and police said they were looking into more incidents and additional charges could follow. Police said 5 teens, accompanied by their parents or lawyers, turned themselves into police, while a 6th student was arrested on his way to school. They said the investigation continues into 3 other incidents, one an alleged sexual assault. The principal of a Toronto all-boys school says he supports the charges laid against 6 students in connection with that alleged sexual assault. Greg Reeves says an independent review will take a deep dive into St. Michael's College school's culture.
The Board of Directors, the administration, the faculty, and the entire St. Michael's College community fully support these arrests. We absolutely believe the horrific incidents of sexual assault merit the charges being laid by the police. We will continue to work in full cooperation with the police as they continue their investigation. We have made it clear to them that we are at their disposal. These incidents are clearly indicative we have a problem, a serious problem. Today, we activated a confidential voicemail to allow students to anonymously report any incident. While we examine similar digital options to implement. We are hiring a full-time social worker to provide dedicated support services on issues of bullying, respect, and student behavior.
Quebec's premier says he asked Doug Ford to reconsider 2 recently announced decisions involving French language services, but the Ontario premier declined. François Legault said he expressed his disappointment with the Ontario government's decision to cancel a planned French language university and consolidate the province's French language services commissioner with the Ombudsman's office. Legault, whose coalition Avenir Québec swept to power last month, says the move sent a bad message to francophones. Ontario's Progressive Conservatives announced the changes last Thursday in their first fiscal update since taking office in June.
We consider the decisions regarding Francophone University and regarding the commissary. Francophones are co-founder of Canada. In Quebec, I have the responsibility of supplying, giving services to Anglophones. We have 3 Anglophone universities. We have a large hospital, McGill Hospital in Montreal, only for, not only, but especially for Anglophones. So I would have liked to see a Francophone university in Ontario. I would prefer to keep a commissary that is dedicated only to Francophone.
The difference between myself and Premier Legault, and I told him this, you inherited a $1 billion surplus, I inherited a $15 billion structural deficit. And he understood that, but again, he has to represent the people of Quebec, and they're, you know something, they're passionate, like I'm passionate, and I understand, but they have to be informed.
Kingston police say a federal inmate is accused of firing a gun inside a hospital, leaving 1 person injured. Authorities say the inmate disarmed a correctional officer inside Kingston General Hospital at about 6 last evening. Police allege the inmate fired the gun twice, hitting 1 person who suffered serious but non-life-threatening injuries. Police say other correctional officers, with the help of hospital security, restrained the inmate and police were called. They say the inmate has been moved to Kingston Police Headquarters and there is no further threat to the public. Authorities said the hospital had resumed normal operations. A gunman opened fire at a Chicago hospital, killing a police officer and 2 hospital employees after a domestic dispute exploded into a firefight with police inside the medical center. Chicago Police Superintendent Eddie Johnson says the 4 dead in the shooting at Mercy Hospital include 2 hospital employees, a Chicago police officer, and the suspected gunman. Mayor Rahm Emanuel says the 2 hospital employees were a doctor and a pharmacy assistant.
This tears at the soul of our city.
When they pulled up, they heard the gunshots, and they did what the heroic officers always do. They ran towards that gunfire.
The media industry lost one of its greats. George Ginescu, an almost 70-year broadcasting veteran between Montreal, the Sault, Barrie, and Toronto, passed away on Friday. He was 84. His final show was pre-recorded on Thursday the 15th and ran Sunday the 18th on AM 740. He was part of the original team that launched AM 740 in 2001, a division of Zoomer Radio covering Kingston to Windsor and Parry Sound to Pittsburgh. Our community came to know and love Ginescu when he was broadcasting at Highland Radio and TV's CJIC FM. You might remember George from the 70s doing sports on CJIC. In addition to his broadcasting contributions, Ginescu made contributions to the White Cross Center. That's a mental health halfway house in the Sault.